Today we're covering the money matches on the last round of the US Go Congress 2025 Masters. And last time we discussed how the pairings was modified in the last round to make everyone earn their place at the top. And so namely, the weakest players were put up as the sacrificial lambs, or the relatively weakest, like 4 and 2 players, were put into the top boards. And the medium players who had similar tie breaks played each other. This was an attempt to make us all win our way to the 5-2 record. These two players are 3 and 3. So these 3 boards were the money matches in the last round. So 3 of these players were likely gonna end up at the top of the North America, and then it was very fitting that all of these were North American players. So namely, not Ryan, me, and Henry was not sacrificed to the 9P, and amateur Li Chengho Ang. And then, Alan, they would have one more match, and then Alan, Brady, and Alex may have an easier match. Or Alex may have been put up as well, and then Alan and Brady may have played, 3 and 3 Brandon, and then got a very easy 5-2 record. So I think in hindsight, this was the only way to do it, to keep the prize money fair. Unfortunately, we didn't have as many pro versus pro matches. The easy fix, of course, is to have more rounds, with 9 rounds in the 2026 Masters. I'm sure we'll have more fireworks like this, provided not too many surprises happen and so on. Okay, and so out of the money matches, we are gonna pick this one, the board 4. Alex versus Brady. Brady represented Canada for the WAGC. In this tournament, he took me down in round 4. This was definitely my worst game, and maybe I didn't play that badly, but anyway, he took me down. He has a 4-2 record. Can Brady take down another professional player in Alex? This would eventually be for something like $2,000 or more, because going 5-2 basically gives you the chance to tie for first. Yes, we're assuming that the 9P, and 9 Dan is gonna win on the top 3 boards. Yeah, they were always likely to win, okay. So it's the match of the younger players. Brady is also very young. I think he's less than 20 years old. Alex is famously a very young professional. He's 16 or 17 at the moment. So game begins with a very normal opening. This is a very common, very common Joseki, and Alex played this Hane against me too. Let's see what Brady will play. In my match, I tanukied for a small loss. The normal move is to Hane once. You guys may have been expecting an extend out, and the extend out would be fine too, except extend out doesn't get sente. And in this case, black ends up getting sente here by connecting. Namely, black extends, and this knight's move is slightly good for black. White's move is slightly not the biggest in the world, but in the game, because this is like black makes an extra push, which is a good exchange for white, this means that it's totally acceptable for white as well. And of course, Alex chooses this at this moment in the opening because black now has a very clear, good next move in the 2-space extension. This is going to limit white's outside influence thickness on the top right corner. And so this is a very full board Joseki idea. And then the next part, Alex goes for a normally slightly bad corner Joseki double Hane, and then Brady plays the extend in Sente. This one further strengthens white and makes it into more thickness territory. And black is slightly ahead, so still this is a very successful opening for black now. And then black plays the attach and extend. This is very common nowadays. Whenever black has one stone, preferably on the in the middle of the top side, this is a very good and fine joseki. It's played a lot nowadays at the top, so make sure you guys are able to add this to your repertoires. So normally the joseki goes like this, and the follow-up is either this way, or black may also hane and then atari and play something like this. White is likely to play something like this. We saw this in another Ryan game versus Zhao Zhixun 9-dan Professional. Of course, if you're worried about those variations, you can always attach and connect. This is going to be fine and not bad. In the game, white is very aggressive. Brady is very aggressive. So against me, Brady did two very aggressive attacks, very similar to how Henry did his attacks. And in this game, he's also quite aggressive, playing the 3-3 joseki. Alex responds just a normal joseki like this. This is locally a inefficient shape for black, but because black is very strong, this is very acceptable, and it's joseki now. Next move is also very aggressive, playing here. You guys could imagine a knight's move, but yeah, this makes sense too. Maybe invading makes even more sense. So this happened. So Brady is 20 to 21 years old. Okay, makes sense. Brady is almost graduating college. So black pushes, reasonable, and white jumps down. This seems like white is doing a lot of territory grabbing, which is good. And then black in the middle game has played several moves that are not points making. The turn, this move response. So let's see if black can get some good attacks going. Interesting. So white forgoes the chance to play this move and wedge with another sente in order to play a pure sente now, and then play the extend. Interesting. This feels like white is getting settled relatively easily, and having survived here, this is alive and with two eyes, seems like a relatively good game to play for white. Now, black has not made much territory in a very long time, and if you count, there's very little you can count for black. It's 10, 10, and then 7, 5. So this is only like 32 points, not very much. If white makes the entire left-hand side, that's already 20 points plus. Okay, but black has the next move, and black plays here. It's noticeably very, very big. White presses and hanes. This solidifies the left, 25 points. This really pressures black in terms of the territory pressure. So when white extends, let's see what black does. It's white in a slight lead, but black has this bottom position. Let's see what is played. Black jumps. Okay, this makes perfect sense. Black is feeling the pinch in terms of not having enough territory. And this is white's plan, huh? White is looking for black to defend one move and then still invade. So perhaps white was expecting black to play something like this k4 move, and in that case white may accept that black has some territory here and just go on to a very tight rest of the game. Black jumps, so white invades directly. Super strong move. And here they go into a very complicated fight involving a lot of exchanges. It ends very, very even, which is crazy. Atari press, and then Atari's white doesn't want to spend one more move doing this. This move may be black living in Sente, and you just can't let black live in Sente. At this point, white Ataris, and then black Ataris, and then white captures this in the ko, and then tries to capture it back. This is actually a favorable result for white. I think, let's see if this is, yeah, I think black, because the ko is so late for white, okay, but black is trying to win the ko. Unfortunately, white also has many ko threats. Let's see. White pushes. Okay, that ko threat may lose a little bit. Cuts. Okay, cut may lose a little bit. So when black cuts here, white resolves the ko for a 5-point lead. This is very interesting exchange. After this, if black doesn't do major damage to white, after this, white can still play this move, and this is a famous big-headed ghost shape. The key move here, I guess it doesn't matter what white plays. White can, yeah, because black can survive anyway, it doesn't matter. This way, famously, black has 3 liberties, white has 4. And this would be white really taking a clear lead into the game. When black Atari'd here, white plays a cut and then capture of the 1 stone. This allows black to jump, and then white plays here. Generally about what we had before. And so I wonder if white plays here, is black gonna play something else? And allow white to connect this? Yes, actually. Interesting, very interesting. So white could not actually get any Sentes here. Interesting. So maybe white could have Atari'd. Okay, what are we saying? Okay, so black jumps. This almost captures the left, but unfortunately for the right hand side, black is super weak. And then white jumps. This is still going okay for white at the moment. And it was at this moment, white has a 7-point lead. So Brady was looking good. He was about to take down his 2nd North American pro with the lead. And at this point, let's see if there are any problems inside. Clearly, going for the big-headed ghost is no good because white Atari's on the outside and survives. So the only possible problem is if black is able to play something like this, namely push and then cut and extend. This would work. Let's see if white is actually afraid of this. White actually is not afraid of this. Something like this would just be welcomed by white, and just here play here. Black only has 4 liberties, so in fact this was a very interesting shape and a very good opportunity for white to continue to play elsewhere. In the game, white fixes this little bit of a weakness. Probably white was, if black pushes right now, it's hard to answer. Yeah, I get it. I don't know if there's some good answers for this, or maybe if white just gives up. No. If white has to block, oh yes, right. There's this. Yeah, very interesting. In any case, white played a very defensive plays here, and then played on the inside, while black played on the outside. And as a result of this, the game is being rapidly caught up. Namely, after this, white still went for the cut. Okay, so this is now black really playing some valuable moves, and white is committing to not valuable cutting moves in the middle. So it's very risky, and white goes for more with the cut. Let's see if the risky play will pay off for white. AI is liking black's position a bit more at this point. So black has not only caught up, but also came all the way back. When white played here, when white played the cut, black played the connect to get 3 liberties. After this, white could get 3 liberty. White could get only 2 liberties, and so black saves the big territory. There is this later move here, which is a code to save a lot of stones. Now, unfortunately for white, this is not going to be too much issue because black can always capture the inside. This move likely being okay, anyways, that's a ko, and it's a heavy ko, so okay. So in the game, white does, when white pushes, black invades on the right. This is black trying to play it safe. If white plays here, black would live and destroy territory, and live and destroy territory and make territory. So this is black really trying to cash in on all of the black's advantages in the game. Okay, so in the game, white faces a lot of danger, and fortunately for white narrowly survives everything. Black gives up stones in order to have the cuts against the center white shape, so white's not out of the woods yet. At this point, when white connects, it's a 15-point lead for black. Probably, is black able to play this? No, because this Atari, this connect, and this move is going to survive, is going to be white surviving. But still okay and good for black. So in the game, black peeps, lets white get home. Wow, interesting. Lets white get home. And if white connects, there's also this wedge, which would finally capture the white stones. Right? Right. Yeah, I guess this is all of white's stones being captured. This is black ahead by 14 points. Interesting. So white didn't go for this. White went for the push first. There is also the top group that's not 100% alive. So white ends up getting the middle wedge sente at the expense of 6 stones. But white, at the end of the day, does have an opportunity to save these middle 2. And white goes for the ko on the bottom side. Also very, very complicated. Unfortunately for Brady, the lead that white had is totally gone because white went for this cut and played a little bit too defensive. Black was able to transition the mid-game fighting into points value, while white was unable to make much points. Where white did make some points was on the right-hand side, but black was doing that in a sacrifice. Okay, after all of this, white plays the left-hand side, and then at the end connects the middle to go home. There's also an Atari here, so there's no wedge here. There's an Atari here. So at this point, the dust is settling, and black only has a 5.7 points lead. After all of this, I guess it was right here. Black has a bit of a bigger lead. Interesting. So I wonder what the move is at this point that would give black 14 points of lead. Oh, this Atari? In this case, white would not be able to have this. White would capture this, but interesting. This is a 10 points lead. Okay. Anyways, probably black could have won the ko with some more better ko threats. Okay. So black gives up the ko and allows white to survive. And let's see if black needed this move. Black kind of needed this move. Okay, so black played it safe and have a smaller win, but black is in the lead regardless. And then they go into the end game. This was a very, very technically superb match with lots and lots of back and forth and value exchanges and things like that. In the game, white had a clear lead, but it was not apparent at all. And when white went for the middle, sort of chickening out, this ended up being a 5. I'm not sure if he ran out of time or not. Anyways, this was a black win by 5 points or so. Black didn't capture, tremendously good job surviving in the center, but a few stones was a few stones too much to pay. And even though white won the last bottom ko, it was just too much. Black just captured too much. So very, very good game. White did a very good job invading and surviving on the top. And however, Alex was very, very calm, and then this jump enticed white to invade, even though this fight was, it's sort of like two bulls clashing horns, and then this fight actually favored white. Black could not find much co-threats, and as a result, when the cut happened, white addressed the ko, and then white was able to continue to play very big right-hand side moves for a significant lead. However, at this point, white went for this cut, which allowed black to start getting value in the middle game, lowered white's potential territory, made it possible to invade later, and so on. And when white finally tried to save some of these dead stones, white found that there was no way white would have to commit to this move to really have a chance. But when black just plays here, there's no next moves. And the worst part is black can even capture this first and then play this, leaving no weaknesses in terms of liberties at all. So there was not much agi to be had in there, and then white went in the middle to try to salvage, survive in the middle, destroy the middle, maybe salvage the game. Then white does have a lot of territory, but at the end of the day, this sacrifice turned out to be very nice by black. I'm sure black could have captured white somehow, but so this was extremely skillfully done by white to totally survive, and nicely done. Yeah, maybe the move is to push and then Atari. Yeah, maybe that would have destroyed white's high space, and white would have no way to connect home. But when it was really, when white was really threatened, white found this very nice upper side moves to get Sente, and I guess black, to get Sente and survive, and then continued fighting his way back in the bottom. Maybe Atari here was better. 8 points is not significantly different. Okay, so and in the end game, white continued to gain a little bit, but unfortunately, the middle fight, the initial part of the fight, white just gave up way too much, and at the end, it was a 5.5 point win by. Oh well, I think white resigned at this point, or ran out of time at this point. anyways, the record go up to here. And so after this, the money matches are settled. Do you guys like how aggressive Brady played? We saw one of his games early on against the 9P, and we see him at the end here fighting for a chance to get first place or tie for first. He fell a little bit short, and so at the end of the day, it was Ryan, Alex, and me at 5 and 2 in the records. Namely, Ryan's tiebreaks actually was so strong, he actually even edged out Zhao Zhixun, the 9P, in the tiebreaks. In the last match, Xiao would play Brandon, who only had 3 wins for the last tiebreak. But as we mentioned, we're sharing the prize money evenly, and that was very, very nice for me. And so I had a good time coming up. I did have to fight through Henry, which I guess was me earning my prize money, and so that was good. Namely, tied also for 4th place in North America is Daniel Zhou, a 12-year-old. He's only 12. He's tied for 4th place. He's also tied for 7th overall, tied for 4th in the North America. With tiebreaks, he's 15, but that's okay. Alright, so this is our first go through of all the Masters rounds. Hope you guys enjoyed this. In the last round, we saw 2 money matches, Alex, Brady, the young players, me and Henry, the 2 pros. The rest of the game went as expected. In the round 6, we saw the battle of the 2 9Ps. You can check in the previous videos for that, and we saw a crazy game with Henry and Ryan. In round 5, we saw the undefeated players play against each other, the unstoppable force, the Wang, versus the amateur Li Chenhou, or the immovable object. Wang ended up winning by just half a point. And we also saw Ryan versus Zhao Zhixun, the other 9P, in a very close, very hotly volatile, big swing game. Ryan at one point was up by 40 points, according to an AI estimate. And Xiao would win that one. In round 4, we saw Ryan versus An, the unstoppable solid player. And we also saw how the Harlem Globetrotter Huang, this guy really styled on the 2P in a very nice looking layered sacrifices, big Moyo game. It was a return of the Cosmic Go style. It was the shortest game too, 150 something moves. It was great, and it was 100 something moves, it was 159 moves, and except the player who lost the groups actually won. So it was short, and the dying player got the win, which was very, very impressive. In round 3, we saw Alex versus Henry, also pro versus pro, and we saw me play against the 9P. In round 2, we saw the unstoppable, immovable object, super solid Ang, actually defeat Zhao Zhixun, the 9P, for a small upset in the game. But after we saw how Ang would play, his other games, then we begin to think it's not much of an upset anymore. So this guy was super, super strong. Not only did he win this one, he also sort of proved himself by how dominant he was in all the other games, including last year. And the other game we saw was my game. This was my smoothest game. Good attacks, and in the first round we saw the 9P Zhao Zhixun game, and we also saw the Brady game versus the other 9P. So we started with Brady and we ended with Brady game. That would also be one of the two out of the three losses that he would suffer. Very good, strong tournament for Brady as well. Almost got 5-2, which would tie for first place. Anyways, some notable players at the end of the Masters are the young players. So Daniel he's 12. He played here. Evan is also 12. These two met in the Redmond Cup finals. Kevin Young also played in the other Redmond Cup finals, the older section. And here Josh Lan Juanshu, he also played in the Redmond Cup finals. And so we had 4 under 18 players here, which is very, very impressive. It was very, very good to see them. Great. Here are some games from each round of the Masters. Let me know if there are any more games you guys would like to see. And hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next one.